Hey everyone. So I wanted to come in here and I wanted to share something that we've been doing in small group coaching, and this sheet I actually shared. I needed to share with a better explanation, but in a podcast that's coming out 28 December 2018. And it's a simple tool, so it looks ridiculously simple, but with a little short explanation, it can be really, really powerful. And that's why we're still using it in small group coaching. It's been really effective in helping everyone, even me, be very mindful, be actively mindful about how we spend our time. And so there's something I said in that podcast interview that I was talking about how I used to commute, and when I realized I was commuting 30 hours a week, and in 4 weeks that's 120 hours, and so on and so forth, I realized that I didn't want to spend 120 hours a month driving. I didn't want to spend, there's so many other things I'd love to do with that time, like spend it with my children or write or, work on my bucket list. So kind of existential stuff there, but something that came with leaving that typical workforce and coming home and having my children at home is I realized that time management is all the more important, not just when you're working and commuting and have to be places on time and such, but also, in those moments when you don't. Something I didn't get to mention because I was really excited on my tangent was that, some people spend that 30 hours a week between watching TV, movies, and, scrolling on social media, not doing something productive or something really positive, like catching up with friends and family and staying connected with the people we love, but just scrolling. And people say, I don't have time for this, or I don't have time for that, and really it's how we spend our time. I had to realize that when I first stopped working, I was spending like over 20 hours a week just cleaning, and I said that's unacceptable. It's not how I want to spend my life. So I found ways to improve that, but without knowledge I couldn't improve it. And without this, I might spend more time actually, doing things that are not getting me closer to my dreams. So I wanted to share this with you guys as something really effective to helping you reach your goals and dreams. And so I really, really hope that you love this. Hi, Nan. How are you? So, and what we're going to do here is I'm just going to go through a typical schedule for me, and again, you can fill this in however you want. For some people, it's 7 to 5 is spent working. I do have longer sheets. I'll upload these in the group, but the point is I'm going to fill in my certain time blocks first. And so we're going to pretend my daughter is not on winter break, but she is. Actually, we'll just do it how it is. Okay, so next week, let's see, she doesn't go back to school till the 3rd, so I'm going to do 31, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So on the 3rd, she goes back to school, which means at 7, kids up, ready to school. And that is Thursday and Friday, and then we get back and it's breakfast. So I'm filling in these important dates first. These things that I know for sure are, happening. When it's not a school day, then breakfast is around 7. With the kids up at 7, I just make them breakfast right away. And then, let's see. But the rest of the week, it's this early part of the week. It's going to be breakfast at 7, like typical. And then my lunches, I always try to do around this time. And if I give myself a long time, the full hour for lunch, then I can slow down, I can reevaluate, make sure I'm having, things are going pretty well through the week. And let's see, and then dinner, get ready at 7, give it an hour. And if it takes less time, it takes less time. But if I give myself an hour for lunch, that means I have a lot better chance of making something healthy versus trying to cram it in a half hour and saying, well, I want to get these other things done, so I have to grab something quick and unhealthy. So anyway, let's see, and then 7:30 the kids go to bed, and then it's movie time with my husband. Or, and I say that, we save this time for movies, but we don't always do that. Sometimes I'll be working on my schoolwork, or but I do prioritize this. So if my husband really wants to spend time with me, that can be the top priority. Oftentimes that's not the case. He wants to practice and I can do something else I like. Nan says, so you're saying spending 2 hours a day killing things in Azeroth isn't productive. If that's your self-care, but that's a lot of time every week, but who knows. I have binged on Red Dead Redemption lately, so it's hard to talk about that. But anyway, so now that I've got dinner, lunch, and family on the way, first I have to go down here and here we go. I have to pick my daughter up from school. I can't forget that. There we go. And that only takes a half hour. And then we can say, we can do my morning routine in here, Monday through Friday, as long as I give myself the proper motivation. But on the weekends, we stay up till probably 11. Woohoo! All right, so now that we've got that in there, I can look at what I would like each day to be focused on. Now, New Year's Eve, I know that I'm going out. So actually this space is probably all going to be getting ready. Actually, dinner. Dinner will cover it. This is actually party time. And I'll show you why I don't mind scribbling on this. And it'll only make it really neat, but party time with hubby, we're going out. So after I do my wake up and workout, I actually like to do something really productive in my mornings. And I just put a category. So what I'll do is at the top of the sheet here, I'll put my priorities. So number 1 will say, finish up my social media for January. Okay, I'll say that's my number 1 priority. Number 2, actually we'll use a different color. I use the colors based on my priorities and I kind of keep them color coded. But anyway, number 2 will be my schoolwork, which is probably revising abstract and intro. We'll just say that there because I don't know what my thesis advisor has planned for next week actually. So, but probably revising those things. Excuse me. So after that, I'm going to say it will be working on, and this is probably the wrong color, working on my short story. And we're just call it WWSS. Okay, so first I want to do color codes are for like biz, school. Purple is actually family, but here, let's see. But here we did, and then of course, sorry, pink is self. That's my self-care stuff. And then we'll have purple besides being family stuff. I don't want to run off to grab another pen. So we're also going to do writing. Okay. So first I'm going to do biz, like all my business stuff. So that means priority number 1 for biz is social media for January. So I know I can get that done in a day. Let's see. We'll say, that day can be focused on that. I know I can get it done in that time. So I'm going to say after that will be school. So then I will focus on my schoolwork until it's time to get ready to go out on my lovely New Year's Eve day. And then the next morning, I may actually sleep in and move this down. So, because we're going to be up all night. And I'm older now, so. But then what I'm going to do is I'm probably still going to be working on, I'm going to dedicate the rest of New Year's Day to my schoolwork because I want to move along at a good clip with this thesis because before I know it, it will be over. But then after that is over, then I can say Wednesday, I can work on my short story. And so what I do is I'm going to be outlining it a few times until I get it right where I want it. And then, of course, just make sure I'm then writing it, and then so on and so forth. But then Thursday, I'm gonna go back in, check in on business stuff, maybe get a little further ahead on my social media if I want to. And sometimes I don't do this. Sometimes I'll say, well, I'll spend the morning on school if I know what I'm doing. I'll spend the morning on school, and then in the afternoon I'll work on my social media. But this, I'm keeping pretty straightforward for me. After I've had, a little bit of time to let the story stew, I can work on it again on Friday. Here we go. And let's see, and then any biz stuff I want to set up, like systems. I was thinking about doing the dating early of the 2020 Authors Journal, or I could actually, for retreat. I do have to make some decisions about the ATA retreat, so I'm just going to put biz here. But the point here is that I have certain priorities for certain categories, and that's what I focus on. The first priority will be social media. And then as soon as I get that done, then I can focus on, when it's biz time, the next most important priority, the next priority for business stuff. But it's breaking down my time into categories. And I hope you're looking at this and saying, but Audrey, you have 2 toddlers. Where is the time you have scheduled for them? And I'm going to tell you this wonderful little secret. When they're awake, I don't get in the zone much, but I still get a lot done. I'm running back and forth. I'm taking care of them. I'm making snacks. Sometimes, I got to clean up messes, or especially when they're both home, stop them from fighting. But that doesn't mean that all my time is spent hovering over my children. I encourage them to play independently, to work together, to play together. I'll sit them down after we work on letters and numbers together, and I'll let them do it and do it on their own. So I want them to have a certain level of independence, and this is practice for both of us, for me to not hover over them, and also for them to learn. But anyway, so this isn't saying that I'm not focusing on my children. It's saying that in those small moments when I'm not actively caring for them, I can be right nearby, keeping one eye on them and getting some of this stuff done. So it's actually worked out pretty well. I've gotten so much done. I never imagined I could get so much done. I did a triple class load, graduate classes, and I was still able to get it all done because I had a system for saying, during these hours, when I'm not actively taking care of my children or attending to any emergencies, then this is my number one priority. Or if you needed to, you could say, hey, I do my grocery shopping in the afternoons on Tuesday and Saturday, or whenever you go. So whatever that is, you and your schedule, but the most important thing you can do is set up and say, hey, what does my time look like in the coming week? Where do I need to fit in my priorities? Where do I need to say that school comes first? Do I have really have TV time in here? Not necessarily. Sometimes my husband and I, during this time after the kids go to bed, sometimes we're watching TV. We like Vikings. Other times we're doing, our own thing. We're doing what we each like separately. He plays his music and I write, or he got me Red Dead Redemption for Christmas, and number 2. And so I'll play that, do my self-care. So this is either time for me and him, or it's time for us both to do things that re-energize us and restore our energies. But as you can see, this means that I know what my top priorities for the week are, what I have to get done, what's most important to me. And I could say, specifically for this first week, I need the full outline and the plot done for this short story. So I've given myself 2 full days for that to be the priority. And this is, this dinner time and lunch time and breakfast time, this includes cooking. So oftentimes I will be cleaning while things are cooking, so I can get my housework done in there too. Because again, I don't want to spend 80 hours a month cleaning my house. I just think that's ridiculous. And if you need help figuring out how much time you're spending on different activities, I highly recommend a time tracking app. I have a Tracker Pro on my iPhone, totally worth the little purchase cost. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head, but it was so helpful to help me know where my time is going. Also, screen time on your iPhone, you can see how much time you're spending on social media or on other activities. But anyway, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Let me know if you need any help or have any questions. I'd be more than happy to help. Again, I just feel this could be really powerful. I'll catch you guys later. Bye.